Today we head into Sequoia National Park, home to rich forests in the high mountains of California that contain trees that can only be described as, what's the word? Big. Another bright and sunny day at the edge of the San Joaquin Valley in central California. More cheerful agricultural groves, but we're heading in a different direction than we came from yesterday. This road leads out of Lindsay and up into the Sierra Nevada mountain range to the world-famous Sequoia National Park. The road climbs to higher and higher elevations, each section offering its own stupendous scenery. The main road into Sequoia National Park used to pass under this. Kinda cool, but you can see why they eventually built the road around it. Foothills Visitor Center is the first of 3 we visited today. It gives you some insight about the park, and into the psychology of asking for donations. Go Georgia! Sequoia actually borders another national park, Kings Canyon, and they're administered together. They even share a single brochure. But we're visiting Kings Canyon tomorrow. Sequoia, for its part, is famous basically for 2 things. Its high mountain peaks, including Mount Whitney, the highest in the 48 states, which incidentally is a mere 85 miles away from Badwater Basin in Death Valley, the lowest spot. And most of all, its grove of humongous sequoia trees. We're getting closer to those trees, but for now, can we all just agree that gigantic mutant plants aside, this area is an amazing place just to be? As we got higher, there were more forests and trees, but they weren't especially notable at first. In the range of about 5,000 to 7,000 feet above sea level, though, the trees do indeed get deliriously huge. Sequoia trees only grow in America, and then only in California, and then only in the Sierra Nevada range, and then only here on the western slopes of that range. Long ago, these trees grew all over North America, and in Europe, and even Australia. There are some sequoia trees in other parts of the world now, but they were planted there by humans for show. As of this video, the last assessment showed that there were only about 80,000 sequoia trees left, making them endangered. Worse, nearly 20% of those have since been destroyed due to especially cataclysmic fires, despite the tree's natural resistance to regular fires. As a guy making this video, I cry out for better adjectives. Look up big in a thesaurus. Think of all those words and know that while they're all accurate, it's really hard to understand the size of sequoias without being there yourself. Maybe legendary conservationist John Muir's no-nonsense nickname for them is best. Big trees. And by the way, these big trees were named in part after Sequoia, the Cherokee linguist who invented the Cherokee syllabary that we saw in North Carolina on day 37. Now there's an unexpected throwback. Driving through this grove of sequoias, I was ecstatic to suddenly come upon this. One of America's most classic road trip features. Driving your car through a tree. I enjoyed it so much I turned around and drove back through the other way. And then looped around for a third pass so Maceo could take a photo. Our next stop was Giant Forest Museum to learn more about the trees. Sequoias are not the tallest, or the widest, or the oldest. They're the biggest as measured in amount of wood. Look how thick the trunk is, all the way up, that's why. And they don't burn well, and chemicals protect against insects. The only thing that kills them usually is falling over because they have a shallow root system. Several trees around here are 2,000 and 3,000 years old. Outside the museum are more reminders that the trees are just one part of the beauty of this park. But we did have one more major destination to get to. We're getting closer here to the plant kingdom's crowning achievement. A tree so large that it has its own side road and parking lots and shuttle bus system. The planet's largest single tree, General Sherman. There was quite a bit of anticipation in the cool, shady mountain air. You follow the Sherman Tree Trail on its simple concrete path, go down some steps and then around a corner. There it is, the largest tree on Earth. If you took a bath every day for 27 years and saved the water each time, first of all, you. Second of all, that total volume of water would fit inside the trunk of General Sherman. The tree, which was named for William Sherman, the general in the Union Army during the Civil War, is about 2,200 years old. A human looking up at its 275-foot height is the same as a mouse looking up at that human. And the tree is one of the best photo ops in the world. We stood in line and got ours too. Checking off some good road trip bona fides today. The shuttle bus took everyone else away, and we got in our car and went to the Lodgepole Visitor Center. More displays about the trees and about the animals of Sequoia National Park. And they had a nice deli, so we sat outside and ate while I took photos of our curious neighbor. And then it was time to leave the groves of big trees. One last scenic blood sugar check, a bit high, and on the drive out of Sequoia National Park along General's Highway, we got some last reminders of the non-tree related beauty of the Sierra Nevada. Down in the lowlands of the San Joaquin Valley again, we got to the town of Reedley, our home for the evening. I enjoyed the location of our hotel room specifically, next to this brown field full of character at sunset. Blood sugar was by now low, so we had our room picnic dinner as usual. And I toasted the day and felt oddly comforted thinking about those big benevolent behemoths guarding us from their lush mountain slopes nearby. Tomorrow we drive into Kings Canyon National Park, a day of dramatic rocky cliffs, a violent pounding river, and the trip's best waterfall.